Rome Streetz and Conductor Williams released an album together, and I am really excited about it. It makes me ask two questions. Question number one, is Rome Streetz actually the king of New York? And question number two, is Conductor Williams the best producer in the world right now? Is he the Gorn, the greatest of right now? Now, in order to respond to this, in order to answer these questions, I want to respond to a collaborator, or perhaps a future collaborator, another YouTuber named Read My Soul, who's one of my favorite hip hop YouTubers, one of my favorite YouTubers in general, and he knows how much I like this project and how much I like Conductor and Rome Streetz. So he left this like 5-minute message on Instagram, and I checked with him. We could talk about it, and he was explaining that he's from New York, so he's a real New York guy, and he loves hip hop. He just says you just can't get with the flow of Rome Streetz. And he went even further and said that's why he doesn't like West Side Gun or Larry June or Mike, and why he prefers Benny and 38 Special. And then he performed the entire first verse of I Got a Story to Tell by Notorious B.I.G. So I guess that's what he wants. And he just kind of said I just can't. He just kept on saying I just can't. There's something about the flow. And maybe there's a relentlessness to it. There's a certain maybe lack of nuance or space, just the way that Rome Streetz just come at you with rhymes and rhymes and rhymes and rhymes and rhymes and rhymes and words and words and words and rhymes. And there's not like a ton of punchlines. It's just like beautiful rhyme crafts just over and over and over again. And then he went on to say that he just doesn't like Conductor's beats at all. He just can't. And he proposed that maybe we collaborate together. So you tell me in the comments, do you want to see Sky versus Reed on whether or not West Side Gun and Conductor are good or not? Do you want to see that debate? I want to see that debate because I really respect Reed's opinions, and I see where he's coming from. But I'm still going to go on my perspective, which is great. We have a very aggressive Robin down there who's going to be making some noise. So if you can see that Robin down there, you're just going to have to deal with that sound. He drives me crazy. That is my op. That Robin is definitely my op, but I'm just gonna have to live with Oppie Robin. So is Rome Streetz the king of New York? Is Conductor Williams the greatest of right now? I'm going to take those kind of clickbaity questions and respond to them in a fairly unsatisfying but intellectually honest way. Kinda, maybe. I think that's how I'm going to respond. I think there's a very good case for both of them, but also I don't want to jump ahead and say 100% I'm sure. Now, why would we say Rome Streetz is king of New York? I mean, already Joey Badass was just crowned the king of New York by himself, Napoleon style, okay? Put the crown on his own head. And on top of that, the entire West Coast agreed that Joey Badass is now the king of the West Coast. So, okay, fine, but no one really challenged him. If you see the online discussion, people often say, but what about Griselda? Listen, I live an hour and a half east of Buffalo, which is where Griselda's from. And it still takes me 6 hours to get to New York City. Buffalo is way closer to Toronto and Cleveland than it is to New York City. That's not to say that they're not East Coast guys, they're not Midwest rappers, but they're not New York. Sometimes people will say, what about Billy Woods? I mean, Billy Woods is great. I mean, one of my favorite rappers, maybe my favorite rapper alive right now. And he lives in New York and he raps about New York. But is he really like a New York rapper? I mean, beyond the fact that he spent time, growing up in Zimbabwe, despite the fact, and he spent a lot of time growing up in Maryland, and he raps about that too. I mean, he's sort of international man of mystery. Even though he represents New York a lot, I don't really know if it quite fits. And you'll get a lot of other people, maybe say, Rock Marciano, and that's fine. Right, and that's maybe where we get into things being tricky, because does the King of New York have to have commercial viability? Because was MF Doom the King of New York because he was the best rapper who was from New York? You know what I'm saying? There's a certain thing that I want when someone says the King of New York. It is a certain kind of streetwise rapping with a heavy emphasis on the craft of rapping, a heavy emphasis on rhymes and flow and intelligence. It doesn't have to be hustler, it doesn't have to be crime, but it often is. To me, the model is Jay-Z. That's the model of what the King of New York is. And I think if we go by that metric, I think Rome Streetz might have it, because when you break down, I mean, he's so prolific, but when you just break down his songs, as I'm going to do some of the highlighted rhyme deals, the kind of things I like to do. When you just break it down, man, he is just, in my opinion, he's the closest thing that there is right now to Notorious B.I.G. Don't You can tomato me. Go ahead and tomato me in the comments. This is the Always Positive New Music Review Show hosted by a French professor who's inviting you to throw tomatoes in the. But I think he is. I think in terms of rhyme craft, I think he's the closest. Now, what about Conductor Williams? I guess it's a taste thing. I guess there's just some people who don't like what he does. But to me, I feel like he's growing. I feel like his ability to, maybe it's because, I don't know, he's working with someone named Napes now. Maybe they work together and do great stuff together. But his ability to like weave together different layers on this project, he's able to do sort of drumless beats, but also knows how to add drums. The woozy sound, like nothing, like it doesn't just sound like, a lot of boom bap producers are great and they make boom bap rap and the boom bap rap sounds like boom bap. Conductor makes beats that sound like Conductor beats. At least I can tell when they're Conductor beats. And I feel like they're filled with all sorts of interesting details and production ideas, and they're not over busy. And I don't know. To me, I just see his name. I know it's great. So is he the greatest of right now? You know, maybe. I don't know. You know, JPEG Mafia is still doing amazing stuff, and you never know when Kanye is going to release something. You know, you never know when Kanye is going to change the world again. I don't think it's going to happen anytime particularly soon, but you never quite know. I will say that I saw the promo for this, and it was Conductor Williams and Rome Streetz pretending that they were meeting together 25 years from now to celebrate the release of this album. Did they bite my idea? I did a Boldy James and Conductor Williams review where I pretended to be like 20 years in the future talking about the album. I don't know. If they got that idea from me, then you're welcome to it. Thank you for all the great music. And if you didn't, who the hell do I think I am? I will say that this album absolutely passes what I call the waffle test. So every Saturday I make waffles for my family. Got to separate the egg whites, everybody. You got to do it. Okay, you got to separate the egg whites so they're properly fluffy. I make it with my 2-year-old, and we were listening to this, and she legitimately started saying, Conductor, problem, Conductor, problem. Like, he does have the best, in my opinion, the best producer tag of all time. In my opinion, the best producer tag of all time. I don't think anything even comes, okay, maybe Pierre Want to Come Out Here, whatever that is, maybe, but oh my God. Hearing my little 2-year-old while she's mixing the flour and the baking soda and the sugar, and she's going, Conductor problem. So let's get into it, okay? I don't want this to go too long because I just want people to listen to this, you know? Because like the reason that I love Conductor Williams and the reason that I love Rome Streetz is probably from this album, Kiss the Ring, where I just realized they work so well together because it's just like beats and rhymes, you know? Like beats and rhymes. And the rhymes, with one exception, aren't really about much except for just being good rhymes. And the beats are Conductor style. And it's, I don't know. It's just like it's like the waffles. You know, like I make such good waffles. You can't even believe how good they are. And we eat them every Saturday. And today my wife was like, I can't believe that I'm just used to eating waffles this good. And like, I can't believe that we're used to listening to hip hop this good. Just like, oh yeah, here we go. Oh, cool. Is it a Rome Streetz and Conductor project? Oh, cool. You know, I was alive in the 90s. I remember what it was like in the 90s, in the golden era. This is what it was like, just getting awesome projects one after one. So let me give you an example. The song Andre Agassi, the first song. When I tell you I'm excited about this album, like, from the second I heard about it, it was like my most anticipated albums, Kendrick's Real album, which is going to come out this year, Jid, Doechii, and this. Like those are my tentpole albums. That's how excited I was. Despite the fact I know that I'm not, because it's such simple beats and rhymes and beats, I'm not going to have that much interesting to say other than just say, hey, beats and rhymes and beats, right? So let's take the first song, Andre Agassi. 2:30 a.m. My baby wakes up. So I also have a 9-month-old baby. She wakes up my wife. My wife goes to go feed her, and I'm awake. And I just sit there and I try to go back to sleep, and I go, Conductor. Damn, Conductor. Where'd you, right? I had that going in my head. I'm like, I just gotta have a little taste. I just gotta have a little taste before I go back to sleep. All right? I got a little taste. And I put on the song Andre Agassi. And I'm just like, oh, this is everything I love. This is every single thing that I love. Reed, are you out there? Are you listening? To me, the way this beat goes, there's this, okay, so the beat starts off with like a movie of the week sample. I don't know what it is. And then there's this weird like chant. It almost sounds like an African war chant. Cho-ho, cho-ho, cho-ho. And it serves like percussion. Now real drums are going to come in. It's going to be slightly polyrhythmic going in with it. And somehow the way Rome Streetz' rhymes are going to match this. And then this killer droning guitar line comes on. It almost sounds like grungy, like that's gonna fall. 1 second, that's gonna fall. I cannot let my conductor, we have a problem Lego set get broken. Sorry, that was suspenseful. Gung 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 gung. This woozy sound, nothing sounds like this. It's not just boom bap, it's just filled with all these interesting ideas. And I just could not stop listening. And then the way these rhymes ride on top of it. So in my opinion, this beat, this 1 minute and 30 seconds of a rap song is a perfect rap song. Just this. And then let's break down. Let's break down the opening lines here and part of what makes Rome Streetz so special. All right. So it's windy out here. Let's see how much of that's in frame. Whole thing's in frame, right? So, light up your favorite, turn them into a pack of rapper weed. Into a pack of rapper weed. Into a pack, the ack sound of rap, pack, rap, or weed. Using internal rhymes, pack and rap, while also making complicated end rhymes with rap or weed. I call that the sound, I call that a dummy syllable. In multisyllabic rhymes, you often have two things that rhyme and then a dummy syllable in between them to rhyme. Okay, so light up your favorite, turn into a pack of back-a-reed. On this court, I serve... I'm not going to say that word. I'm Andre Agassi. First of all, weird old 80s reference, Andre Agassi. I'm here for it. I'm Andre Agassi. Andre Ag. Ag is what rhymes with pack and rap. Pack, rap, ag. C, weed. My songs hit the net. Okay, so he's playing around with the internet. He's playing around he's a tennis guy who serves people, right? Also, he serves people because he's a drug dealer. He serves people because he's a rapper who does good music. And he serves people because they cannot compete against him on the tennis court. And on the tennis courts, also the court's got a net. And then that net is the place where people debate how good he is. All right, that's all right there, Andre Agassi. My songs hit the net. It's an advanced class in mastery. Mast, rapper, ag, class, back. Internal rhyme, class, mast, it matches the internal rhyme of back, rap, class, mastery, C. This is Rome Streetz right here. You got that, Reed? Should challenge Reed to a game of Connect 4. I wouldn't be as aggressive as I was with Ak. Started off for the love, but now the shit is math to me. So this is the thing, I talk about it all the time, but mosaic rhymes are interesting because mosaic rhymes are multisyllabic rhymes, multiple syllables, where one word rhymes with many. This is a perfect example, okay? Math to me and mastery. Mastery is one word, 3 syllables. Mastery. And then math to me is 3 different words. Math to me. And he's able to just have them flow together so well. Money, I grew up to be a god, but I was nothing but a bastard seed who blew past all them crabs. You gas so dastardly. I actually can't figure out that last word there. I can't figure out what it is. I had to write these down. I did this review before the lyrics were up on Genius. So you have rap, mast, bast, past, dast... past, crabs. And I say it all like that, and it doesn't sound very good when I say it, because believe it or not, I'm not a very good rapper. I'm hopefully a talented person at talking about rap. That's what I try to be. And it just keeps on going. And that's one whole rhyme scheme. And then after that point, he changes. They stools under my feet, God made them stepping stones. I'm one of the best at bringing these death, all on the metronome. They bring a check to Rome, metronome, stepping stones, mosaic rhymes, metronome, stepping stones. I remember when I had the Medjet stones, I don't know what he says there, dancing with the devil in the Terror Dome, plotting to bring the treasure home. So many references to old school rap and old school references like Andre Agassi and the Terror Dome, like arguably the best song in rap history, except for the anti-Semitism, which I didn't understand until I was too old for it to become my favorite song. Welcome to the Terror Dome by Public Enemy. Now I'm appraising all these hoes. All them dog B words trying to get a bone. Only she get is all left all alone. I'm a rolling stone to the chromosome, rolling zone, chromosome. See, I say it like this, and you think that what you're going to hear is like some kind of backpacky guy who's going to be sitting there being like, I'm a rolling stone to the chromosome, right? Like you think you're going to listen to it. It's going to be like, I'm a rolling stone to the chromosome. I'm a rolling stone to the. You think it's going to be some kind of like super nerdy guy sitting in his room figuring out how to do kind of like multisyllabic whatevers, but he's not. He's like this dude from Queens. He's like this super hardcore dude from. He's this guy. He's this guy who's giving you chromosomes to Rolling Stone. If I told you Rolling Stone chromosome, what does the guy look like who's making that rhyme? Are you going to think of someone who looks like that or someone who looks like this? Rolling Stone chromosome, that's like an awesome nerd rhyme. I'm all for nerd rhymes, right? But like, I don't know. It's awesome. I was calling myself a nerd, by the way. That was when I pointed myself. That's what I meant by that, if it's not clear. Okay, the Robin's gone. I'm winning. On this court, I serve I'm Andre Agassi. Why go back and forth over the net? They can't match the stees. So he took the Agassi idea and then flipped it into being tennis again. But now instead of on the net, it's going back and forth over the net because he's talking about the debates over him. They can't match the stees. Why he's the king. I wrap him like gold around the neck. They all trash to me. The tribulations of this life is what I had to see. Escaped it narrowly. Now we running up a bag in Greece. Money, and then the whole time we got this cho 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 in the background. It's rap perfection right here. When this album is going, it's rap perfection. Then we get into the song MASH, which samples the theme to the TV show MASH. Talk about old references. The song is called SUICIDE, is painless, by the way. That's what that song is. And there's like a helicopter, and the helicopter sounds from the theme song, because the TV show famously opens with this acoustic guitar and helicopters, because it all takes place in Korea during the Korean War at a military medical tent. And the helicopters bring in the wounded soldiers. So they take that ominous sound of helicopters, and it's the best uses of helicopters in rap music since It's My Thing by EPMD. Strictly Business. This is my brother's copy. If he wants it back, I'm sure he can find another one. I'm just kidding. I'm going to see him soon enough. It's my thing. The best, the hardest anyone's ever looked in a Mickey Mouse sweatshirt. Anyways, awesome. And then these attacking lyrics, he's just attacking and attacking. And he has this whole beautiful line here, right? Where one of the things he does that's really good is he figures out ways of like changing rhyme schemes by connecting. This is what Biggie used to do as well. He puts in the seed of the next rhyme scheme as the previous rhyme scheme ends. I'm only going to be doing this for these two songs. So if this is seeming laborious to you, please just relax. Okay. 5 pounds of trigger don't take lots of pressure. So talking about how much pressure, how hard it is to pull a trigger, 5 pounds. So 5 live rounds, you and your, and then the rest of the word I'm not going to say, get popped together. Just look at the levels there. Look at just the levels of rhyming that he's got going there. 5 pounds, live rounds, trigger, word I'm not going to say, lots of popped together, pressure, lots popped, spin your top, this chopper don't got no propeller because the propeller's on the beat. Apparently, Conductor would just send him the beat, and within 2 hours, he'd have the song set up. So he's talking about a chopper as being a machine gun, but it's also a word for a helicopter. So he's playing on the term, Chopper City in the ghetto, right? So it's a chopper, don't got no propeller. Burn you like a ghost pepper. I learned to keep my mouth closed. So this is what he does. Look what happens, okay? So already we have all these crazy things here, like popped and prop and chop. Okay, so these are all words that go together, right? Like they're internal rhymes. Chopper, propeller, and we have the multisyllabic stuff here with the pink, with the limes, chop, propel, so it's mainly the sound that goes through. But here he throws on ghost pepper, and then ghost is going to be what rhymes with closed. And then the rest of the rhymes for this verse are going to be rhymed on closed. So he takes you from one rhyme scheme to the next, fluidly, effortlessly, big-yiciously. This is why I compare him to Notorious B.I.G. It's just seamless. I know, he's not the only person. MF Doom also does this really well, right? Like, when I'm putting him in this category, like, there's not that many rappers who know how to do this kind of complicated rhyme schemes, have it feel effortless, and then switch between rhyme schemes and have them connected in some way so that you feel that it's all one thing. And the ominous sounds from Conductor just get more and more warbled. And there's even like a little beat change at the end. It makes reference to Klinger and Hawkeye. He's really been watching MASH. Runny Nose comes straight in from the last one. These first three songs are like a little tiny EP. This rising pitch in the back. What else sounds like this? You tell me, Conductor haters. You tell me, Reed. What else sounds like this? What else? What other beat? Have you ever heard this sounds like? All right, that's actually a house finch that's making that noise. You're cool, house finch. You and me, we're cool. You tell that robin, you stay off my play structure. You know, what else sounds like this? It sounds like these birds. It's just a crazy beat. Now, he does say, bonjour, I'm out in France eating French toast. Dude, they don't really eat French toast in France. I mean, they do. It's called pain perdu, which means lost bread. But it's not like a thing that French people eat with, like, great frequency. I mean, they eat it. It's a thing that is known. It's not like a rare delicacy. But, like, if you're in France and you're eating French toast, it doesn't quite make sense. Anyways. And then couched himself as a king like Nas in 96 in the middle of this great rhyme run. I think he's trying to be the king of New York. But as he says later on, why does a king need a crown? That appears to be the question. Does Rome Streetz even need to be kinged? Does he need to be kinged, or does he just need to have the ring? Chromosome, Rolling Stone. It's kind of Eminem-ish, right? And then we get to Ricky Bobby featuring Method Man. What world did I grow up in? What did you know that before I started this channel, I wasn't paying attention to rap music very closely? Like, if it was related to Kanye or Kendrick, I would like check it out maybe. But beyond that, I basically was positive that we reached our peak in the 80s and 90s. I would have missed this song, Ricky Bobby, named after Will Ferrell's character from Talladega Nights. Remember, what was it? Who was in that movie? Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that. Who was that? That wasn't. What actor was that? Don't you put that on Ricky Bobby. Anyways, the strings like from the last one, the last song appear to come back again. It's kind of upbeat, nice, simple drums, lots of space here. And these are just the words that he's rhyming. I just got the end rhymes here. Lockjaw, bonjour, Ford Contour, Snoop in a 6'4", Klitschko, your bitch no, drip like Soul Glow, Yamamoto, I need Hove's dough. So he ends it on I need Hove's dough, as in Jay-Z's money, right? He needs to have the money that Jay-Z has. Then the Hove dough, then he switches that to Mayweather cheddar. So Floyd Money Mayweather is a famous boxer who makes a lot of money, and much like Jay-Z, he has like a different stratosphere of wealth. And so he changes it to a cheddar, Tesla, stepper, investor, dresser rhyme scheme away from the bitch no, Soul Glow, Klitschko. And he does that by pivoting on different famous Black American superstars who are unbelievably wealthy. Hove dough, Mayweather cheddar. So he makes the switch in rhyme schemes by thematically connecting them, but not by like hiding the rhyme in there, like he did on this one with Ghost and Closed. He should get Hove cheddar, Ricky Bobby, Maserati, and then Method Man comes on here. Here's a question, Reed. Maybe you and I could talk about this together. Can we do like Reed United or something? Who does it? Wouldn't you want to see like a Culture United style show led by Reed? I think that'd be really fun. Anyways, here's a question I'd want to put forth. Is Method Man the most underrated rapper in rap history? Let me tell you why. He's very well appreciated. He's very loved. but like his charisma is so strong that I think his actual ability is slept on. And when you're in a group with, Ghostface Killah, who's inarguably top 5 MC of all time, if not top 3 MC of all time, if not top 1 MC of all time, it makes sense that people wouldn't want to give the title of one of the best of all time to, but like Method Man is so good at what he does. And his voice is weaker, too much smoking the meth, and moving on your left and setting it off, letting it off, setting it off. But like this, if I was you and you was me, I wouldn't test me. How old are you, Meth? How old is Method Man to still be writing rhymes so good? Like, man, Method Man is like if Snoop Dogg never got lame at all. You know what I mean? Because Snoop Dogg was a better rhymer. I don't know. It's just great. In fact, Johnny Blaze, if you ever roam on the wrong streets, it's great. Madness, these guitar notes get warbled. We have a problem. Think of my 2-year-old. Again, my son, who's now in college, tried to get Conductor We Have a Problem as a senior quote. Conductoru, ima problema, something like that. Imamo problema. He put it into Serbian. But they wouldn't let it because they thought it was a drug reference. He could have quoted Andrew Tate, no problem. He could have quoted Joe Rogan, but he can't say, Conductor, I got a problem in Serbian. Anyways, so Conductor will have his revenge in my family with my 2-year-old. Blood and Boogers, these harpsichord sounds, Empty Square where your rook was, awesome chess rhymes. I bet RZA likes that one a lot. Venom, From Where the Snake to Write This. And then there's a whole thing that ends with this time, like a YouTube video about trains and about timetables. And my brother, not the same... This is I'm the 4th brother. Brother number 3, this is his final. Brother number 1 loves trains. And he could tell me what this all means. Then we get to Rule 4080, which is the most confusing song on the album because it's a left turn. It's a political song from Rome Streetz. It's about the way that rappers get conned and robbed by record labels. Check out my video about why record labels are good, in which I also acknowledge that record labels are bad. Life is complicated, okay? Is TDE good or bad? I don't know. But this song very clearly lays out the history of exploitation of artists, especially black artists, by record labels, which is incontestable that has been happening. And it's like, well, what the hell? Even Reed had to send me a message saying this song's pretty good. I like that meth verse, and I like that Rule 4080, because this is maybe a little bit less like rippity rap, rhyme. This is a little bit more like maybe what he's looking for. This is like a whole nother thing. Hey, do they have a whole album like this? Could they do that? Because we got this like gospel sample. It's crazy. And the adding drums, it's just so good. And talking about whips and chains. Back in slavery, it was whips and chains. And now I'm a slave to the label for whips, meaning cars, and chains, meaning gold chains. Beautiful imagery. Very simple, but like hard hitting and well made. Talking about killing the master's wife and drowning her. And before I be a slave, I'll be in my grave is how it ends. This spiritual song at the end. And like, I want this. I want more stuff. I love this. Like, I am actually ridiculously excited about this because we know that Rome Streetz is dope, right? We know that. And we know that he can do all this stuff and, the chopper's got no propeller. But why not throw in, it doesn't have to be political. It doesn't have to be saying, it doesn't have to be talking, whatever. But like something, like a subject, it's great. Died 1,000 times. Robots are going to kill us. I don't know what that means. This is like if Neptunes made a Conductor beat. It's kind of underwater bloopy beats and tinkling drums. Like, what else sounds like this? Conductor is really on a roll. Luxuries, dumb to me, under me, run the streets, dungarees, run up cheese, in front of me, double G. So much. Then we get the Heartbreaker, sex song, not a fan. If I ever fall asleep in your bed, don't ever take a selfie. Man, that's specific. I don't know. There's a thing where back in the day, and it's still kind of the case. You gotta have 12 songs. You gotta have 13 songs. So you just kind of go, okay, most of our songs are gonna be about normal things. You've got to have one sex song, and then so maybe this is like, okay, one political song and one sex song. I could just do without it. But I'm that lunatic who hates ice cream. Talk about Wu-Tang Clan. I hate that song. I'd rather listen to Hammer, okay? That ice cream song, blech. I don't, too much, too specific. I just made some Wu-Tang Clan. I made some Hammer fans happy. Please, Hammer, don't hurt him. Then we get to Toes, which is basically like a Biggie style beat. Like Conductor's making like almost like 90s style Biggie beats. Has this kind of bounce to it. I got bitches like sorority. Funny. Jay Worthy is a great counterpoint on here. Connie's Revenge has this crazy flute sound with this awesome bass pulsing. Again, Reed, what else sounds like this? Reed is as the person standing in for all people who don't appreciate Conductor's beats. What else sounds like this? Especially like when the sample kind of extends a little bit and then the beat changes and it gets kind of Biggie-like. Again, made Benji's out of George's from Living Lawless on some kick in your door shit. Rhyming Georgie's with door shit? Love it. 99 Attributes. I think this is the After Laughter sample. So the song that After Laughter, Tears by Wu-Tang Clan sampled, after laughter comes tears. Ha 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 ha. But I think it's just like a little bit of this, like a DJ Premier slice of that beat. I love it. And once again, a pronunciation of Luka Doncic, which is just nowhere close to the man's name. Then we get to the song Joe Pesci with like a jazzy sample. We've been all over the place, the beats on this album. And then it ends with like it has a whole little bit from Casino where Joe Pesci plays Nicky Santoro. I'm stupid. You can't. I'll go in and I'll crack open your fucking head. And when you get out of your coma and I get out of jail, hopefully you'll be there. And I'll crack your fucking head again because I don't care about jail. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Professor Sky Does Joe Pesci. Hey, fuck you, pay me. Hi, did I make you laugh, am I a clown? You're my cousin Vinny. Okay. Getting Mark Proscian in my impressions there. Electric Slide is just a cover of the famous disco song. Boogie Woogie Woogie, very impressive. I get one bad joke, that was it. Your work is being stepped on, Electric Slide. Right off the Morning Doves. I'm in overdrive. Ain't nothing stopping this run. With my pen, I got the spirit of pack and pun. Wrapped in one. Plenty came before this, but after none. A bunch of unimportant mms, yapping they gums. Yapping gums, packing pun. Plenty. Gum. Wrapped in one. Stopping, run. After none. Did I say yapping gums? The album ends with Resource Room. Flute sample. Just like it ends and I'm happy that it's over in a way because even though I love it, it's just a lot of words and a lot of beats. It's a lot of rap. This is 30 minutes of just great rap. Just a relentless rhyme run. The beat changes and it comes in. And this is where he asks the question, what does a king need a crown for? And so that's it. Is Rome Streetz the king of New York? I think so, but he doesn't have a crown. Okay? He has a ring. All right, well, there you go. There's my video. I'm going to be releasing this tomorrow. Super excited. Let me know in the comments if you want to see the Reed United's not a good name for it. But if you want to see, or at least just a debate between Reed and I about the merits of this album, we'll see. So then, in that case, for Oppie the Robin, for the Morning Doves who are just sitting on the wire, just waiting to come down, they're just like, when's this dude going to leave? There's the camera.